I'm the Spear Keeper, and I give you a reason for every season. And today, Morris Costumes 2026 animatronics have just been revealed. Today is January 12th, which means that the Halloween and Party Expo has officially begun in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, every year, Morris Costumes does show off part of their lineup, and this year it is no different, as they have just revealed some of their brand new animatronics for 2026. Obviously, as I did just mention, this isn't all of the animatronics for their 2026 lineup, but I do have to say, so far they are off to an amazing start and have some absolutely amazing animatronics that we will go over later in this video. But before we do move on, I do want to first give credit to LMJ Halloween for providing all of the demos of these animatronics in this video. So huge shout out to them. Definitely make sure to go and check out their channel. I believe that this is Morris Costumes' strongest year ever by a long shot, as they have plenty of animatronics that completely blow me away because they are absolutely phenomenal. Without wasting any more time, let's kick off today's video with the brand new Jack in the Box clown. Now, this one is definitely one of my favorites from the 2026 lineup, as this is such an awesome animatronic. Obviously, a couple years ago, we did get something similar like this from Home Depot, but I feel like Morris Costumes really illuminated that idea and really brought it to life. I love the face sculpt on this one with the red sort of paint going through its eyes and then the red LEDs. I feel like that the sculpt on it is really nice, and I love the color scheme with the red, and I like how its face is like really like washed down, really like monotone, not like too bright or anything like that compared to other clowns that we do see in retail. I feel like overall they pull this off really well, and I love how the actual Jack in the Box does look. Now, I will say I do wish that it did have some side-to-side movement, as I'm not completely sure if it is broken, but I am almost positive that the only animation that it does have is within its mouth just moving, which I feel like it definitely would have been better if it did move side to side. That's definitely not a problem, and this one is being wholesaled right now for $190, but obviously that will double once it does come to retail, just like all of the other animatronic prices that we do have from this video. But overall, I would have to say that the Jack in the Box clown is definitely one of my favorites from Morris Costumes this year. Next up is their new Scarecrow animatronic, and this is another one that I really like, and I find it really interesting, this idea for the Scarecrow. More of a wooden vibe, as its hands are sort of carved out of wood, and then he doesn't actually have legs. He's actually standing on almost like some wooden poles or something like that, which I think is really cool. And this one isn't a jump scare, but it does sort of cover up its face with its arms and then slowly reveals its face and sort of leans forward, which I think that this is a really cool animation. He also does have some mouth movement with the red LEDs, but the main thing about this animatronic is the face sculpt, and I think it looks amazing. I really like how it's all stitched up. It really just looks like a classic Scarecrow, something that we don't get much from the retail industry, and I feel like Morris Costumes definitely pulled it off really well. This one's wholesale price is going to be $190, so once again it will be doubled, but $190 wholesale, not too bad for right now. Then we have my favorite animatronic from Morris Costumes 2026, period, and my favorite animatronic from them of all time. This is going to be their Dr. Fangor animatronic, and this one is a really awesome idea and really well executed. This is going to be a sort of almost mutant spider. It's kind of hard to tell what it actually is, but it does have some legs actually coming out of its back and then almost at its higher back or neck area, which I feel like that this one is just such an awesome animatronic. Really gruesome, nothing like we really see nowadays when it does come to retail, as it has some awesome blood spatter on it with that really gruesome look. And I love the face on this one as well. The 6 red LEDs, eyes, really nice, and then all the fangs in its mouth. It's just something really gross that we don't usually see anymore when it does come to retail animatronics. And also, it's holding a head in its right hand. That the head is also really well detailed, which I feel like is a really nice added touch. And the animation for this guy is he moves side to side, and then his top legs, or sort of like almost antennas, I don't really know what you want to call them, but his legs actually do sort of move, which I think is really cool, really unsettling animatronic, with especially the leg movement coming out of its back area. I feel like that this one is definitely going to be a really strong seller for 2026, and this guy's wholesale price is $175, which I'm like, this is such an amazing price. Even though it will be doubled, $175 right now for wholesale is 100% worth it, and Dr. Fangor is just overall an animatronic that I absolutely love. After that, we have a zombie animatronic, and something I do want to mention that I haven't yet is that most of these animatronics are being manufactured by Sing Song, including this zombie, so I did just want to mention that. But this zombie animatronic, nothing too crazy going on, but I do definitely like it. Honestly, it has two heads, which I really like. It reminds me a lot of Headcase Harry from Spirit Halloween with the two mutant heads, but I feel like this concept works better on a zombie animatronic compared to a clown. But on the topic of this one, I also like the purple LEDs, and then the movement isn't anything too crazy, just sort of side to side, and then also that mouth mechanism. But nothing too crazy, like I mentioned. Still definitely a neat animatronic, and this one is being wholesaled for $150. Another really distinctive animatronic is going to be the brand new Time Demon animatronic, and this one I think is a really neat idea. I really love it as it's something we've never really seen before. Now this is going to be a demon animatronic that's incorporated with time, as it's in the name. He's actually holding an hourglass that has a blue LED inside of it for that added lighting, and I think that overall this one is a really cool animatronic. Nothing too crazy, but definitely, as I mentioned, a really unique idea. It's nothing like we've ever seen before. I love the gradient gray skin tone that he does have, and then that brown sort of clothing that he does have, and then all that creepy cloth dangling from his neck. I feel like that this one is definitely something niche that you can't really use in every single haunt, but I feel like if you can incorporate it with your haunt, this is definitely going to be the one that stands out, and this one's being wholesaled for $190, so not a bad price. Then we have a pretty generic clown animatronic, which is nothing terrible, it's just not something that I'm head over heels for. With this one, it's just some sort of side-to-side movement, mouth movement, and then the hand that he is holding with the axe moves up and down, which nothing too special, but definitely not a terrible animatronic. I do definitely somewhat enjoy it. It's just not really my cup of tea. The bright colors are kind of throwing me off. I don't love clowns that do incorporate really bright neon colors and just everything like that, especially his hair, really bright red, and then the face, just the latex face. Nothing that I really enjoy about this animatronic, but it's definitely not something that I hate. This one's being wholesaled for $180, so not a terrible price. Morris Costumes is also giving us a brand new version of Party City's 15-foot Wendigo, but this one being a shorter version, which I do definitely enjoy this animatronic. It's just, once again, nothing too crazy. I do definitely like it. It does have a servo in the head, and then its arm does move. It's holding a lantern. I like the LEDs inside the rib cage for that nice light effect, and actually sort of projects onto the chin of the Wendigo for that, again, added lighting. I do definitely enjoy this one. Just nothing too crazy about this, as we did see almost the same exact thing from Party City, but then it was just 15 feet tall compared to this one. I'm not completely sure how tall it is, but this one is being wholesaled for $225, which is definitely a lot, as it will get doubled once it does go to retail. Maybe a bit less than doubled, but definitely will be a lot of money, as $225 with just wholesale by itself is definitely a lot to ask for compared to the other ones that are around that 180 area. But there's the Wendigo. Another item that I'm interested in that isn't an animatronic is this new ghastly spirit Blowmold, which this one reminds me a lot of the Mummy Groundbreaker that we did see last year from Morris Costumes, but I do definitely enjoy this one a lot, as it does have those yellow LEDs illuminating the Blowmold, and as you can see, the arms almost looks like there's just like all like spirits or like wind in it, if you get what I'm saying. I think that this one is really neat. We don't have super high quality pictures or anything like that, or videos, but I do think that this one is definitely really neat. No price or anything on it either. They also had this new Eden Plant animatronic that's being wholesaled for only $75, which definitely is not bad at all. I feel like this one, another really unique animatronic, as it's literally a plant and then the jaw kind of moves, and to give it that, it's chewing or biting. But I think that this one's really neat, nothing too crazy. Just one of the more plain generic animatronics, but I feel like that this one is definitely a unique one and definitely something that I didn't want to pass up on. They also have this brand new spider static with some LEDs in the eyes, which reminds me a lot of the HalloweenCostumes.com one that we did see last year. And finally, they have all their Sunstar animatronics, which obviously I'm not going to go over all of them, but they do have quite a few, as they do every year. Well, there you have it, the Morris Costumes 2026 animatronics that have been revealed at the Halloween and Party Expo today. So far, Morris Costumes seems to be having an absolutely phenomenal year. And once again, I want to send a huge thank you out to LMJ Halloween for providing the clips shown in today's video. And let me know your thoughts on these down in the comments below. But anyway, make sure to remember that I'm the Spear Keeper and I give you a reason for every season. Bye.